The following is an excerpt from conversations between Nalin of Master Yusui's appearance day, February 4, 2013.
Somewhat not going anywhere. Vishal, how come you have not raised your hand? Has it changed or you are still feeling it's not going anywhere?
Changed, but I never said it.
Right. And who was that? Gaurav? Vishal?
Well, I think I should be in that state of knowledge and awareness. Without that, I think it's all useless. Without actual experience.
What is it that you need to experience?
That consciousness that I am not this physical body. And if I have to be devoted to the divine in a service-oriented way, then I need to have some reciprocation. I mean, I try this thing that in the divine regularity I am surrendered, but for how long can I try if I don't get any experience?
To forget about getting the experience of reciprocity. You are getting it, but you are not connecting with it. The thing is that you are having a reciprocation going on, but you are not connecting with that and thinking that that is not the reciprocation because you are wanting it in a particular way. You have some idea what reciprocation means in your mind, that the divine has to reciprocate with me in a particular way, and only that is reciprocation. So then you are not asking for reciprocation, you are demanding something. Now that may or may not be okay, we don't know, you can send healing to it, not a problem. But if you are basing the validity of what you are doing on the results of the reciprocation demanded, that is not valid. The reason it's not valid is that you have to send sufficient amount of healing to qualify. It is said that when Vasudeva prayed for almost 40,000 years that he should get Krishna as his son, and then what kind of son, how long he stayed with him. So the thing is that, you may ask for something, how you get it is not in your control. So you may get one small glimpse for a few seconds, and that has to sustain you for the whole life also. So the fact that if you got any small glimpse, that should be enough, and you just continue, and then you will get more and more glimpses maybe in time. And the thing to do is that it's not that one should share one's developmental or so-called spiritual consciousness experiences with others. That is a bit of a private matter. So when you associate with others, it's not to hear, this fellow had such great experience, I'm not having this. Somebody saw colors, somebody saw light, somebody saw this. That is not what you discuss. That is not satsang. That is ignorance. You are not here to discuss mystic experiences with each other. Because a lot of that may be concocted, a lot of that may be imagination, a lot of that may be disorder. It could be a diseased state of consciousness. I remember somebody once told me, I see God, He comes to me, I see Krishna, I see this one. So I asked one question, what color is his eyes? Oh, very beautiful reddish pink outline. I said, spit on it. When you get these visitations and visions where the eyes are red, it is total devilish illusion. It's like when you take photographs, you get red eye. It's very similar to red eye. Gaurav, ka kya problem hai?
Not much. It's just like, things are in a kind of suspended animation, so like 1.5 years, practically difficult to.
If you are in a student mode, and then you are saying, I'm in suspended animation because I have to get through 2-3 years and I'm in student mode only, how is it suspended animation? You want to get the results of completing your studentship ahead of time.
That is the incongruity. I'm finding it very difficult to wait for that.
Just print out a certificate and say you have got it. Do some cheating. Has real problems in his life in terms of job Now he's got a sinecure where he sits there, he's getting paid for doing nothing, he can study. And he's saying, now I'm finding life boring. Life is going nowhere. When you were in a job situation, it was very harrowing, it was very bad, you felt terrible, you were complaining. Now you're in a place where you've got all the space to allow things to happen. Also you're complaining. So circumstances don't make a difference. The nature is complaining. Dissatisfaction, I would say. So one needs to pay attention to that. Why am I in a dissatisfaction mode? Regardless of my external condition, the reason is that external condition is not responsible for my dissatisfaction mode. It is my internal condition. So I have to fix it inside. The outside is not so important, because the outside will follow the inside. And because of the healing, I'm getting so many benefits, but internally I'm not connecting with the reality of it. I'm not grateful for it. I'm still dissatisfied because I'm thinking that I deserve better. And I'm lamenting, why is my life not like somebody else's? That's because you're not somebody else. You are who you are. So all of you need to understand this. Your life is what you have made it. It is what you have. And external circumstance doesn't really change your inner state of feeling, because that's not externally oriented or externally governed. It is governed internally. You can have very little, you can have nothing, you can have a lot. How do you respond to those states? How do you respond to those challenges? If you're all going to withdraw into yourselves and just say, poor me, then while you're channeling the healing, you're still remaining bundles of misery. What have you healed? You have healed superficially. You've healed certain conditions in your life without connecting with the deepest part of you that is got healed. So that is still hidden. So some cleansing is required of the mirror of your consciousness. So be disciplined in your healing work and be devoted to it and to the light. And you will find that the inner happiness and peace will come. Remember, ultimately, in this universe, you are never going to be happy. It's not possible. That is the basic material from which this universe is made, is going to be dissatisfaction, because that is meant to propel you to find your highest purpose ultimately, to stimulate you to go there. And if you use that in order to get to your goal, it's like using a thorn to take out a thorn. So the thorn is no more a thorn. It is helping you to get somewhere. So you must use your dissatisfaction like that, to extract. So that is called divine discontent. People have talked about it earlier. That you are discontented because you have not reached your highest objective, you are on the way. Like Vishal, for example, has a certain sense of divine discontent, but he does not know how to work with it. So if he uses the healing, then he will be in a very heightened state of joyousness actually, because you're connecting with the healing energy to fix everything in your life. So no matter what's happening, okay, it's something facing me, I'll deal with it. How will I deal with it? Not by sitting and saying, for me, but by channeling more healing. And changing the way I deal with it. Because so far I'm dealing with it from this old Gisapita, established rut that I'm in. So now I have to get out of that and change my direction. So change it. Change the way you tackle your inner dissatisfaction. What your thoughts are, which is silent speech, is also bothering you. It's your meditation on how miserable you are that bothers you. You keep hearing this inner sound. So you need to fix the sound. Yes, go on.
So how does meditation help in spiritual journey? Does meditation help at all? Or
what you meditate on multiplies. So it's like if you're meditating on, you are doing a meditation, if you are focusing on how miserable you are, that's a meditation on misery. So what is it that you want to meditate on?
What should one meditate for spiritual progress?
To meditate on light, meditate on the heart, meditate on the healing energy coming at the crown chakra. Just the act of bringing your consciousness up to the crown chakra immediately downloads the light. So, think back when you were Reiki 1. Were you happier then? Truthfully.
No, not really. I'm much happier now.
No. In terms of doing your healing, not in terms of what's happening in your life.
Yes, I think I'm much happier now.
Anybody else has a counter view?
Yes, sir. I was much more relaxed and happier when I was Reiki.
Okay.
Reiki 1 was very gentle.
Okay, the reason Reiki 1 was better than Reiki 2 or 3 is because you spent time meditating on the healing points that you were doing the healing, which is no more a fixed requirement at Reiki 2 and 3. So when you were putting your hands and focusing on the energy that was flowing through, you had no other option. So you said, okay, take the time to do it. We also give you shortcuts, do it in 15 minutes and rest of the time do automatically. But you will find every time that you took the 30 minutes or 1 hour or 45 minutes to do your healing, you were so much better. That's because it was a deep meditation on the flow of the energy. You were connecting to it. So that's the best kind of meditation, flow of energy. That is the best meditation you can do. You don't need anything else. Your breathing automatically will slow down. Everything will slow down. We have found that when you do your touch body healing, your respiratory rate at rest normally is 16 breaths in a minute. You could come down to 2. 1 breath in 30 seconds. Your whole system is in a state of very deep relaxation and meditation, more than you would do any other kind of meditation. On doing your healing, it's a very deep meditation you don't need. But somehow there is an idea that meditation, quote unquote, means that I must chant some mantra, I must go into some yogic posture and position. It's not necessary. You may want to do it separately or as part of your other self-developmental exercises. Please do it. But if you sit and do 30 minutes of touch body healing, just flowing with the energy, putting your mind, your attention, your consciousness on your breathing as you are doing the healing, you will be so energized you wouldn't know what to do with that energy. So try it. Go back to the fundamentals, go back to the basics. You do your touch body healing, at least 30 minutes. That's worth hours and hours of other kinds of meditation. If you make the conscious effort that I'm going to focus on my breath and I'm focusing on the flow of energy at my chakra points, your mind will become silent. Earlier there was a question how to silence my mind. Yes, this is the way. Everything is available in the first part of healing that you ever learn. It never goes out of date, it never gets superseded. Other methods are there to help you to move faster. But where your inner self is concerned, you sit and focus on the flow of the energy. Even at Reiki 2, you can use those advanced methods by focusing on the chakras that the energy is flowing at, even if you don't place your hands there. But it will give you a similar result. Same. Because you are connected, your consciousness is now direct line of the light. It's not distracted by anything. So meditation means to be focused on something without distraction. If you are focused on how miserable you are without any distraction, nothing can distract you from that. Even the healing, even the life has improved. Now I don't have to really work. I'm getting, paid for doing nothing and I'm studying. Miserable. So even that will not distract you. So understand, distraction of various kinds. If you are determined to be entrenched in a particular position, if you are determined to be miserable and that can't be overcome, what makes you think if you are determined to be healed, that obstacle to being healed can't be overcome? If you put half the determination as you are in determining, oh, I'm going to be miserable. Half, 1/3 into saying, I'm going to focus on my healing. Then you've got it made. You've beaten the system of being miserable.
For more on how to change your karma and your destiny, visit NalinPositiveKarmaNow.com.